Well, hey everyone, it's me, Herrick Kimball, here with another video, and today I want to talk to you about my Git-Er-Done workshop. If you've been watching my recent videos, you know that I have been setting up a workshop studio down the road from my house in a manufactured home, an old home, and I put the table saw on the back porch, and I put my Git-Er-Done workshop studio in the front living room of the house, and I've come to the conclusion that I'm really not happy with that Git-Er-Done workshop. The saw on the back porch is great. It's better than having it in the backyard, especially at this time of year. It's winter, January, so that's good. But the studio workshop that I set up in the living room, it's just not right. It's just not comfortable. And it's down there, which is kind of a pain. I've got tools up here. Do I put tools up here and down there? Yeah, I could do that, but the space is not good. It's just not good. My son gave me a 30-inch base cabinet for a kitchen and a 30-inch wall cabinet. And I thought, and they're old, but they're well made. And I thought, well, I'm going to put these in the Git-Er-Done workshop, and I'm going to show how to reface these cabinets. Because if you don't know, I wrote a book back in 1997 right here for the Taunton Press called Refacing Cabinets, Making an Old Kitchen New. And that's me without a beard and without gray hair in my own kitchen. And by the way, the kitchen reface job still looks great. But I realized that the ceilings just aren't tall enough and the space is not right. And if I can't show something like that, it's just not worth developing a shop down there. I'm going to leave the table saw on the back porch. I like that. But otherwise, I'm coming back up here to this little space, which is just a few steps from my house. This was the international headquarters of Planet Whiz Bang. It is a space 8 foot wide, and it is 24 foot long. This is a view in the door. This room is crammed, as you can see, with a lot of stuff. But for the most part, I know where things are in this space, and it's just convenient. And there's a lot to be said for that, even if it is a small space. If you have watched my videos, you've seen this wall where I organize my tools using nothing more than pieces of electrical wire, 12 gauge scrap electrical wire, with a little panhead screw. It was 2 years ago that I made that video and showed this, and I'm going to give an update, and because I'm going to make a few changes, and I want to talk about this. I'm going to try to shoot a few videos in here. It's not like I can reface cabinets in here. I may use my son's pole barn in the spring when the weather's a little better. He's got a great workshop, and so I hopefully will set up there and shoot that there. Otherwise, I'll be in my house. I'll be in next door, which used to be my workshop, but is now the headquarters of Planet Whiz Bang. That's a 24 by 24 foot space. And in that space, I had a workbench that I made many years ago that was 4 foot by 8 foot. And I had access all the way around it. I had shelves underneath it. It was 2 by 4 frame, big sheet of 3/4 plywood on the top, super solid. I had outlets around it for electrical tools. That was so nice. And down there at the Git-Er-Done workshop, I got sawhorses and a hollow core door over them. And that creates a table, but it's not a workbench. I got a workbench here. It's 10 foot long, and it came out of the Welch Allyn Medical Instruments Company. Years ago, I was doing work there, and the maintenance guy said to me, "Hey, you want one of these tables?" And I was like, "Yeah." It's got metal legs under it. It's got 2 by lumber for the top. It's 30 inches wide. Not a workbench that's equipped for a woodworker, but it's a good workbench. And the legs under here, the metal legs, I think they still sell them at Uline. It's kind of an industrial bench leg. Based on my experience with this bench over the years, I would make one of these against a wall if I ever had a real workshop. And in my dream workshop that I will probably never have, I will put a workbench like this right here. This workbench, actually 2 of them right here, are in my brother-in-law's workshop. He buys these old workbenches like you see right here, and he fixes them up. Sometimes they're in pretty rough shape, and he then sells them. And he's done this over and over. There's a market for these, but I don't think the market is with woodworkers. They're going into people's homes for like kitchen islands, I think, things like that. Decor, all right? There's more money in that than there are real workbenches, but a workbench like that would be so neat. Now, on the subject of workbenches, and I'm about to close out this video because it's a ramble, but on the subject of workbenches, I have looked at the Moravian style workbenches. I don't know if you're familiar with that. Look it up if you're in the market for a good woodworking bench that's portable and solid. Moravian workbench. I'm pretty impressed with that style. The Git-Er-Done workshop down the road, not working. This is going to work for me and wherever else I am. Wherever you get her done is your workshop, okay? I get her done in the kitchen. I get her done in my home edition. You've seen a lot of videos there. Get her done over in Planet Whiz Bang headquarters, next door. And when I was a kid in high school and I was interested in woodworking, I guess this is a story time video. I got her done upstairs in my bedroom, and I was into making staved tubs. I made a lot of them, and that's one of them from 1975. My dad, in the barn, we had a barn, we lived in a rural area, had an old barn, and he had bought at a sale somewhere an old table saw. And this saw, it's a wonder I still have my fingers, because I didn't know what I was doing, and we didn't have carbide blades. There was just a steel blade. It was dull, and I would feed wood through that thing and the blue smoke would come off of it. But I would take the pieces of wood up to my bedroom, and I had a block plane, and I had, you know, other little tools, and I would make things like that little stave tub. And my bedroom, my son now owns the house, my bedroom has drill holes in the wood floor from where I was making things back in the day. The point is, I'm kind of changing gears here. You do what works. That's not working for me. You may see a video down there in the future, but it's really not working. I'm going to make it work otherwise somehow. I want to keep cranking out how-to videos. I want to show you things that I know or things that I'm doing, things that are of interest to me, and I think they're of interest, in at least in many instances, to other people. One more thing I want to tell you. This space is insulated very well, and I have 2 cats in here. They're outdoor cats when the weather's good, but when it gets cold, they come into this room. So they've got it made for the winter months. It's like going to Florida. They come in here and they love it here, and they go off and hide and you know, sleep through the winter, basically, is what they do. If we get a nice day, I kick them out, let them get some fresh air. But the thing is, I heat this room with a heater, and right here is a picture of it. And this heater, I bought it 2 or 3 years ago on Amazon, and it's an oil-filled heater, and it has worked perfectly for me. Right now, this is the way it is in here all the time, because that heater's on for the cats. If you want a great heater, in my opinion, for a small space, check out these heaters. And this here is Mama Kitty. Mama Kitty was in my very first YouTube video. It was like 10 years ago. The title of the video is 4-Day Carrots. I was out in my garden, and Mama came out, and she got in the video. And maybe that's why the video went viral. It's the best video I ever made as far as views go. The quality is really low. But Mama was in it. That was 10 years ago, and she's still here. She's a good kitty, good mouser. And we love Mama, and we love Baby too, but Baby is got a different personality. She's an introvert. You know what I mean? Thanks for watching, everybody.